Hey, what's up, guys? Let me talk over this music before it copyrights me. So, okay, I just wanted to kind of help you guys out. Those of you that don't know how to do a bank shot or feel like you might be missing something. Okay, first of all, understand that as you practice your bank shots, you will start to develop an instinct. Okay, but until then, you have to use the aiming system. Okay, and the aiming system is basically the dots that you see on the pool table. So I'm going to help you guys out with this. After you've practiced for a while using the dot system, like I said, you'll start to develop your own instinct, and when you do that, then you will start to aim a different way. Okay, but again, just starting out, you need to use the dot system. So how does the dot system work? Okay, so every angle that you pot a ball with, that angle is going to be divided in half, and that tells you where you have to aim. Okay, so right here, if I want to go 4 dots over, which would be the side pocket on the bottom, I aim for the second dot on the other side. Okay, and let me get another stick just to make this a little easier for you guys. Okay, I'll use this one. Okay, and like this stick should take half power to get in the hole. Yeah. Okay, now that goes for, like, okay, so this dot, you're 1, 2, 3 dots over from the hole. So 3 divided in half is 1.5. So you point to the 1.5 there. Same thing, 3/4. Same for right here. You're going 2 dots over, so you point it for 1 dot on the other side there, and it's still 3/4. Okay, that's how that works. Now, know this, okay? The closer you get to the rail on the other side, the less power you're gonna have to use. Okay, and I can tell you that down there at the bottom, like I was just showing you guys, that takes 3/4 power. Okay, where I'm at right now, actually, right about there, which is about 1.5 dots down from the top, that takes 2. It takes half power. Half power. Should. Yeah, it takes half power. So you gotta adjust, guys. You have to adjust your speed, because let's say I hit it with half power down there at the bottom. Okay, see how it overshoots the hole by a bunch? Okay, now let me show you with too much power. See there, it was before the hole that time. So the speed that you hit the ball at is going to govern what the angle is. Okay. So again, if you're like way up here, okay, if you're like way up there, I think it's like, it should be just a little bit less than half power. I don't know. Let me tell you. Yeah, it was a little bit less than half power. Okay, so that's how you do your bank shots there. If you're going along the long rail, it's the same thing. It's halfway, right? So so let's just say you're right here. You only got to go one dot over. Well, then you just point for a half on the other side. And when you're on the long rail, it takes full power. Okay, same for right here. Full power. You see how that works? And again, the closer you are to the rail on the other side, the less power you got to give it. So I think right here, well, let's see. You just, I do this. I take and do that, and then I kind of let loose a little bit of power, however much I think less it's going to take. And that worked out. See there? So that's really basically how you guys do bank shots. Let me see if I can give you guys an example here. Okay, so right here, I'm going to take and I'm going to line it up with, it looks about almost close to like where it's pointing, right? It's only going one dot over. I mean, you see, hopefully, if you continue the line downward, then it will land on the middle dot. Alright, hopefully you guys see what I'm talking about. And because of that, you'll aim for the middle dot on the other side. And again, that ball isn't all the way down. You go by the object ball. You go by the ball that you're hitting and not the cue ball. So if the object ball is way down here at the bottom, then it's going to take full power to get it into that hole over there. But since this yellow ball is up a little bit, you have to compensate for that. So it's going to be, I'm going to say you're like right about there. I was close. No. Now all of that is depending on if what ball you're trying to hit is on that path, right? Those paths, okay? But what if you're in the middle, let's say, like right there, okay? Well, if you really wanted to go by the book, it would be you're going 2.5 dots over to hit that side pocket. So it would be 1 1/4 is where you'd be aiming at. Let's see here, 1 1/4, right about there. Oh no, right about there. And let's see if it works. It should be 75 3/4 power. Yep. So yeah, let's just say you're over a little bit. What you want to do is you want to kind of eyeball it, okay, and make the space between the end of your line right there to that dot to the right of it the same amount of space that the bottom is from the bottom dot right there. I hope you guys see what I'm saying. You're just trying to make it the same, okay? That's what you're trying to do. And you're always going by the dot that is after your line here, okay? Because if you notice, I can't really show you guys. But anyway, so what you're going to do there is, okay, if you were to shift this over to there, and you were on the dot right there, that's a good, that's the path, right? Well, it would take 3/4 power. But since you're back a little bit, okay, what you got to do is you just got to take away some power, because if you were to shoot that with 3/4 power, what will happen? The ball will hit before the hole. So what you got to do is you got to hit it a little bit softer so that the angle is a little bit wider, and then you end up hitting the hole. So I would say right about there, maybe 5/8 power. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much how you guys, that's how the bank shots are used. And like, let's say you go from over here to the other bottom right corner pocket, right? Well, you can't do the line because, you know what? I'm just curious. I'm gonna try. No, no, you can't use the line. What you got to do is, well, first let me actually explain this. Okay, so like I said, at first you're going to use the dots to aim with, okay, until you build up your instinct to the point to where you start doing this. What you'll end up doing is, let me see if I can show you guys with the ball. So what you guys will end up doing is, instead of using, like what I do is I'll use the dot system to kind of get a general idea on where I need to be aiming. But once I got a general idea, then I look at the angle, okay, that it has. And then I kind of adjust it. See, I always use either half power or 3/4 power. So usually when it's going across like this, a short distance, I use half power. What I mean by that is, once I get that in the general direction, then I'll adjust the angle to where, like right there, I think, actually, right about there is probably 3/4 power, I think. Let me see. No, it was a little bit more power is what it should have been. Let's see if I can do this one. See, I sometimes I use the dots, mostly always, to get my general direction figured out. But a lot of times too, I'll just, like, I've built up my instinct to the point to where I can look at the angle and kind of determine how much speed to give it, because that's the key. See, I should have hit it a little bit harder so that it would, the angle would be a little bit tighter. Only thing you want to remember while you practice is, it's really important for you guys to figure out, when you miss, it's really important for you to figure out before you take your next shot, what is it that you did wrong? What is it that you did wrong? And the more you do this, you're going to miss a lot of shots, but the more you do it, you're going to be teaching yourself, what you did wrong and what it should have been. So now that I kind of explained that part to you, I'm going 1, 2, 3 dots. So it should land 6 holes over. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it should land it should land right about there. But if we want it to go into that corner down there at the end, instead of using 3/4 power, what you want to do is use half power. Okay, so guys, these bank shots are not really hard. You just got to practice at it. You got to know the system, and you got to practice at it. Another cool thing to know is, let's see if I can do it. Yeah, I think I can do it. Is these two dots right here that I'm pointing at? So going long rail, I'm pointing at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th dot. If you look, you can see how I'm pointing at that 6th dot. That right there, and I believe you use up spin, and I think it's 2. I think it's half power. Let's see. It's pretty close. You'll have to figure out the speed. Let me see if I can do it again. Let's see here. Let me try this. Let me give it a little less power. Yeah, that did it right there. Okay, so those two lines right there, guys, it's called parallel shifting. It's when you take the line. It's when you take the line and you shift it over. Okay? And what you're doing is, let's say you have a ball that you're wanting to get into this pocket right here. Okay, but it ain't on this path, right? It isn't on this path. So let's just say it's over a dot. Well, all you got to do is parallel shift that line. I think right about there. Parallel shift that line, and the same power and spin should work, I think. No, I did it too far over, I think. Let me see here. You know, you can only do this shot with any ball that's within that area to the right there, I think. But the shot does come in handy sometimes. Let me try this one. Yeah. Now see, if you had a ball sitting there in the corner pocket, that would have knocked it in. Anyways, these bank shots are not hard, guys. You just gotta kind of know where to, the system, and you've got to understand that the speed you give the ball is going to determine its different angles. And if you guys have any questions, let me know, alright? Start practicing, guys, man. It's a good shot to put in your repertoire. Hey, guys, I just wanted to... I remembered, I just wanted to add something here. So, the best place that you can practice your bank shots is through Quickfire. Okay, and the reason is because you can hit any ball. You're not stuck to either solids or stripes during practice. But what I would do first is just kind of get all the easy balls out of the way. Just get all the easy balls out of the way until you've got a little bit more room to work with. You know what I'm saying? And once you get a little bit more room, then you can you'll find that it's a lot easier to practice your bank shots. So I also just wanted to show you guys a few shots here to show you. Let's see here. I get these ones on the side a lot because, you know, they're good for kicks, but not really banks. This one you can't really bank, so I'll get this one out of the way. All right, so I can start doing bank shots probably now, but I don't have one at the moment. So let me just pocket that one. All right, so I don't know if it was just me, guys, but I found it easier to do long rail bank shots. I don't know if this is gonna make it or not. No. You know, when I first started practicing bank shots, guys, I was probably making it 10% of the time. But now, I would say I make it at least 50% of the time now. So, yeah, I go by the I like I said, I use the dot system to get a general idea sometimes. Something like this though is pretty simple for me, and I use my instinct. So that right there, I'm just gonna go with a little more than 3/4 power. Yeah. And now, guys, you'll come across these banks sometimes that are tricky. If you don't put the right spin on it, your cue ball will end up colliding with the ball you're trying to put in the pocket. Like this right here, like that right there, it's probably going to collide. But if you put the right spin on it, which I don't think you can put the right spin on this one, but let's try it. You put the right spin on it and it will bypass those balls to where they don't collide. So anyways, I just wanted to show you guys that real quick.